Hey guys, guten Abend aus Deutschland, good evening from Germany. As you know, because I announced it, I wasn't gonna do any more reactions on Chantal while she's eating herself to death and being completely oblivious about it. But with the latest developments, I figured I'm gonna put in my 2 cents and let you know what I think. And so I'm not gonna get into any details, video documentation wise, because the other reaction channels have done an amazing job at documenting what Chantal just did. I mean, I want to assume that she doesn't do all of this just to maybe, make us forget what her husband just did, or the fact that she wanted to get weight loss surgery in Canada and came back a few days later just to run back to her cheating husband, who is probably not even her husband. Totally aside from that, she said that she has problems with her sciatica, and she's still not seeing that she should actually be losing weight. But she keeps doing these mukbangs with these troughs of food, and she ingests copious amounts of food, and everybody's just supposed to watch her do it, watch her videos, including all the advertisement, and just shut up about it. And that's not gonna fly. And in this video, I'm gonna explain why. So what I would like to do is react only to her latest live stream, the one where she's addressing what Peetz said, and I'm gonna try to cut out what is completely unnecessary. But yeah, let's just hear what she had to say. Right off the bat, she looks like shit. She's got bags under her eyes now. She's using filters, and even though she does, you can still see the marks of her CPAP machine on her face, which is basically a common thing in her videos now, because of course she also sleeps during the day, not just at night, but during the day. It looks like she's been crying a lot. She looks bloated, and yeah, now she's playing around with her phone or whatever recording device she is using. Something else that hit me right away is the fact that her microphone is shot and she still hasn't caught on. There's a lot of cracking sounds, and that has been going on for a few recordings now or live streams, and she doesn't care. She just does not care. I assume she watches stuff back that she puts up as content on the internet, and still she doesn't get that her microphone is shot. So here she is stuffing her face again because her newly found subscribers. Wait, let's look at something really quick here. This is her social blade, and because of her scam with the subs for subs, in the Arabic community, she gained 1,800 subscribers, and 1,000 have already unsubscribed again. And I hope it's going to be a lot more, because apparently, and I can't remember the reaction channel, guys. If you know it, put it in the comment section, please. Somebody documented everything that Mo translates. Let us know about what Takat, which is the Arabic channel that helped this monster here get the subscribers. She was attacked by the Chantal community, or reaction channel community, whatever, the viewers, and so she's already told people to unsub from Mariam again, because she's just a pig. She's a gluttonous pig. They can see it, and she scammed them into subscribing, and so maybe people will unsub when they realize what a pig she is. So here she is stuffing her face.
I prefer none.
See that cracking of her microphone? She does not get it. It is so annoying. Some reaction channels, I watched a whole bunch of videos on this because, of course, you don't get the truth from her, so you have to watch reaction channels. And in every one of them, where people showed clips of this video and other videos, previous videos, there's this cracking because her microphone is shot. Yeah, eaten like a pig, having the food hang out of her mouth. Gluttony galore because that is her channel. Yeah, another trough. That's probably not all she's eaten in that sitting here.
That's what my dinner looks like. And some plain yogurt to
Dinner. I love how Amber and her keep referring to things like breakfast, dinner, or lunch, or grab a quick bite to eat when all they do all day is stuff their faces. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't look the way they do.
All right, so because I'm like, honestly, I had to force myself today. And yes, I feel proud because I'm having a very bad mental health day.
Of course, because you try to weasel your way through life, and when you get called out on your shit, that's when your mental health is bad. Okay.
And my leg feels okay today, but my mental health is crap.
And your microphone is crap. I can't stop pointing it out. It is so annoying.
I literally was like, let's just order. And every time I get like this, I want to neglect everything in my life.
Of course, and not even your husband that you love so much gets you to treat yourself better, which is part of the reason why us here, we know that there is no relationship between you and Salah. You are a liar. You are trying to portray a life that you are not living, and it keeps backfiring, and you still do it.
So I'm like, so Salah was looking at like Indian restaurants, and he was like, okay, let's order. And then whenever I saw the total at the end, I was like, I'm just gonna move my ass and make it because like he was craving Indian food. So I'm like, Indian food. I can make Indian food. So
I've seen you cook, and I want to go out on a limb here and say you do not know how to cook. Neither Canadian food, nor Indian food, nor Mexican food. You're just a sloppy, careless cook.
I showered, got out of my rut, made dinner, and I feel better now. So. But there are some things I would like to address.
Hit me. I love how her and Amber keep staring at themselves in the viewfinder, not realizing that all that eating is what got them to look this way. All out of shape. They have to keep breathing hard even when they're just sitting there. It's ridiculous at this point, and yet they keep going.
I would like to have a serious answer. I would like to know for real.
This is actually why I'm here, because I saw this clip in on one of the reaction channels, and I'm here to answer her question.
Seriously, I would like to know from reaction channels that make such a big, or people who follow them. I want to know seriously. I'm not raging. I want to know on a serious, calm level. What gives you the right to be invasive and know my visa status? Number one question for you. Number two.
Okay, then let me answer that one first. You are the one that exploits and monetizes your life. You have gone through the entirety of horrible things that a human being could do, and you monetize them on your channel. You clickbaited with them, just like Amber does. I don't have to keep mentioning that. We all know that Amber and Chantal are basically the same person. Only one of them weighs 600 pounds and is a tad bit dumber, and this one here is a little more intelligent in my books, but still doesn't know how to fool people. And so she's out here, and for 7 years she's been monetizing all of her shit in her life, all of her despicable actions, and she was laughing along the way when people said, "Oh, you can't be doing this," and all the actions she was talking about the experiences with men, with the homeless man, the way she treated her pets or whatever. She thought it's funny. She thought this is what gets her the views and this is what pays her bills, and it actually did. What she didn't count on is the fact that people actually listen to what she is saying and that they don't see her as just some character on the internet, but as a person. And as such, they were, from what I can tell, from where I stand, they were taking her seriously in the beginning. But she only saw it as a game. Like, I need to pay my bills, I'm too lazy to get a job. And then she ate herself into a condition where she can't get a job anymore. Now she can't even walk anymore without looking like a woman that's been pregnant for 2 years. And and she is wondering why people are all over her like white on rice. That is because she shared so much information. Nobody forced her to do it. Nobody said, hey, can you share more private details about your life? But she did, and she realized it gets her the view, so she kept going with that. And now she just wants to be able to say, hey, I moved on, I've changed, and so what are you guys talking about? Or the way she was talking about Mr. Snowflake, not Mr. Cardigan. It's Mr. Snowflake. And so she's worried that people will continue to talk about the despicable things that she did. And so she asked the messengers and their audiences, and that is completely bitter and delusional, because guess what? She went to the bank, she cashed those checks, and she did spend the money that YouTube paid her for selling her grace and her reputation down the river. She decided to do that. Nobody told her to do it. And so when she's in a live stream, and she's stupid enough to keep falling for it, when she's in a live stream and there are people in the chat and they say, hey, so what is your visa status? And she starts talking about it because at the moment she feels like, oh, maybe I should share it, you know, like maybe this would be something that gets me more views. And so she shares it, but she lies about it. And then people, because she has lied so much, start investigating if what she's saying could be true, and they find out that it can't be true, and then they come back to her and say, you're a liar. Your visa status was a lie. She never had to lie. She never even had to come on the internet and talk about her life. Imagine this. This is what I would like to say. If I was Chantal, and I don't know, I'm really stabbing in the dark here because I have no idea how I would feel. I would probably off myself if I had lived a life that got me to the point that Chantal is at right now. But if I wanted to put myself in her shoes, this is probably what I would do. So imagine she's lazy, she's unqualified, all she ever wants to do is eat, right? So she comes on the internet and she wants to eat, and she keeps gaining weight, and she keeps hating on people that tell her, hey, you told us to hold you accountable, what is going on, why are you still stuffing your face in every video, and you have these immense portions and you keep gaining weight, and then you come running to us talking about what ailments you have. And so she gets mad at those people, but have just taking it as a given that she's eaten herself into this condition. She decided, okay, so I don't want to do drugs anymore. I don't want to be driving around, trying to pick up my CPAP machine from random guys that I, had a relationship with, whatever she calls a relationship, I don't know, men being willing to have sex with something like her, she calls a relationship. I don't know. I mean, Nader never claimed her. And so she should have gotten the message, but she didn't, because she has a very low self-esteem and she hates herself. And so given that entire situation, so she wants to quit drugs, she wants to get away from her familiar environment, she wants to start a new life. I get that. And more power to her, but she fucked it all up. We already know that. But what she could have done is say, okay, so after all this BS that I've served you and all the private information that I shouldn't have shared with you, this is what's going to happen from now on. I met somebody on whatever dating app that was. And I met a guy. I have no idea who he is, but I have a good feeling about it. And so I'm going to make the decision to just go pack my suitcase and go over there and see where it takes me. She could have said that. She didn't have to lie about, getting married to him right away, or she didn't have to lie about the visa. Nobody asked her to lie about that. And every time she was being asked a question about her private details, she could have said, I'd rather not share that. But she decided to lie. And so people started investigating and they found out that she did lie. And since she was doing it about a whole bunch of things, not just the relationship with Salah, not just about her visa status, not just about her weight or health problems or whatever, she did it about so many things. So people started investigating a whole lot of topics in her life, and it became more uncomfortable for her. The more uncomfortable it became for her, the more bitter she got. I mean, she even lied about things like being high, in Thailand or in Canada, whatever. She kept lying about it. She kept lying about it, even though nobody had asked her to answer these questions. When somebody in the chat said, Are you high? You look high. Why lie about it? Why not just not read the question? But she decided to do it, and so by now, just like Amber, she's known as a notorious liar. She wants to portray a life that she doesn't live, and so she tells a whole bunch of lies in moments of weakness where she wants to feel like she wants to connect with the audience or with humans in general. She's being kind of honest or semi-honest about what she's doing in her life. And then in the next video, it bothers her that people talk about private details that she shared on the internet. Like nobody ever asked her to get on a live stream high. Nobody did. Nobody asked her to drink alcohol on live streams. She did that. Nobody asked for the Cuba rage. Nobody did. That was all her. That was all her deciding to be a certain way and to share that with the world. And that is still out there for the world to see, even though she has deleted a whole bunch of videos and live streams. But since she tried to make sure that she has such a big following by completely selling her reputation and her grace down the river, her name is effed up. Now she's trying to change her name, but that doesn't change that she's done certain things on the internet that nobody asked her to do. And nobody asked her to answer questions that she did not want the answers to out there. And so instead of just ignoring these questions, she lied as a response to these questions. And when that backfires on her, she gets mad. And so now she's wondering why reaction channels or viewers feel that they have a right to know the truth. Hello? You are the one that put your life out there, that put, even details that nobody wanted to see, but that's probably what got you the following that it did get you. But now you have to deal with the flip side of the coin, and that is there are hate watchers out there that want to expose you for the lies that you've been telling, and you can't blame anybody for that. No reaction channel and no viewer. That is to answer the first part of the question.
How does this affect your life in any way?
It does not affect our lives in any way, but you have made yourself an online persona that shared their life. Then you started lying because you didn't identify with the kind of life you were living anymore. So now you just want to leave it all behind, and for everybody to stop talking about it. You cannot do the image change that you think you're capable of doing on the internet simply because people have computers. They save videos. Even when you delete them, they're still out there. And there are whole archives of your videos. And so you will non-stop have to stand behind what you did. You are right. Only God or Allah or whatever you want to call that entity can absolve you of your sins and of your mistakes and of your gluttony and all of the other shit that you portrayed on your channel. That is correct. But you cannot tell people to just forget about the past because you have an online persona that also consists of the first 7 years on your channel. Do you get that, Mariam?
Number 3, when did reacting become, it went from reacting to videos to being invasive in my personal life? I'd like
That, and I just answered that prior to you asking that question, is when you started sharing information on the internet that had no business being there. Or if you had wanted to share it, then you should have stuck to your guns. You should have continued to stand behind sharing those those private details about your life. But you don't, because you're constantly high. You're high on drugs, or you still have asleep because you still have the CPAP machine marks on your face because you sleep at all hours of the day. And so you're mentally not all up there when you do live streams or when you film videos. And so you don't realize that people take you, they take you seriously. I mean, maybe a handful still does. And so, with as much as you've lied in your videos and live stream over the years, it's absolutely no wonder that some people have made it their hobby, some of them even their profession, to call you out on your shit and continue to prove that you are continuing to lie. And you putting on the Muslim outfit here, the Muslim gear, I don't know what you would call that. I call it a costume. I think she put on a costume, and now she thinks she can just pretend to be a different person, which right in front of us right now, she is being the Chantal Marie that we know, and that is one full of bitterness and lies and entitlement and not understanding why people treat her the way they do. I mean, if I stand in a garage, it doesn't make me a car no more than you wanting to be a Muslim just because you're putting the clothing on. You still portray the same qualities. You can put your Susie high school voice on all you want when you're holding that little plush microphone in front of you when we see you in front of Kuwaiti sightseeing attractions or whatever. You can do that all you want, but that doesn't change who you are. You can try to pretend somebody else, but you're going to have to do it a whole lot longer and without any rages in between for people to actually buy that you have changed. You have not changed, and you still don't care about your body. And Allah or God or the universe, whoever wants you to take care of your body. You are slowly killing yourself. Committing suicide is probably frowned upon in the Muslim community. I'm just taking a wild guess here. But yeah, I don't know why you're asking yourself why people think that it's their business when you've put all of your business out there on the internet, constantly lying. And what it actually does to people when you lie to them is they want to expose you. And that's why you have so many hate watchers. And so you asking that question here is absolutely idiotic.
To know that. On a serious level, I would like to know that in your next videos, because
Okay, now you have the answers.
there's this drama going around that Peetz apparently said some things, probably not realizing that it was a big deal. You know, he probably didn't think, oh, people are going to talk about this, like her visa, who cares, you know? So I just want to clear some things up.
Yeah, before we get into that, while you're chewing on the. I can't believe how much food she's putting in her mouth, and then she continues to talk. Peetz, with all due respect, has the same problem that you do, and that is not realizing what goes on the internet and what does not. And you have to be clear about what you want to put on the internet and what you do not want to put on the internet before you say it. You and Peetz are idiots when it comes to that. You have people in the chat, they ask you very private questions, and in Peetz's case, he could just always say, I'm not answering any questions about Chantal, and then people probably wouldn't watch him anymore. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, right? But people in the chat ask questions. Just don't answer them. Just do not answer them. That goes for Peetz and for her. Why do they keep stirring the pot? I mean, unintentionally, obviously, because she seems to really not understand why people talk about the lies that she's told before.
Number one, I'm not mad at Peetz and I'll never be mad at Peetz. So
You can't be mad at him because if you didn't try to portray a life on the internet that you don't stand behind and it's filled with telling your audience a whole bunch of lies, maybe you shouldn't tell somebody that is on the autistic spectrum. You know? Maybe you should just keep everything to yourself. But you can't do that because you need the attention of people non-stop. And you still haven't established a friend base or a support base in your real life that makes it possible for you to deal with life without running and turning on your camera and sharing everything with the world. And then wondering why people call you out on your lies.
so basically, for those of you who are new and don't know who Peetz is,
Okay, now you're assuming that you have a whole bunch of new viewers, which you do not, because let's just look at the social blade again. Her views have not really increased. Do you see that? I mean, maybe no, let's look at the 16th of February where she had like 30,000 and she posts a lot. It's not like she posts one video a day. That is not it. She does video live streams. And so her views are ridiculous. With me, I have 5,000 subscribers and I usually get 5 to 6,000 views a video, or in a best case scenario, and that is believable. But her having or claiming now to have 100,000 subscribers and only having 13,000 views a day is a good indicator that people are not watching her videos. They just subscribed, or she bought subscribers. In her case, I don't know. In Amber's case, I know that since April 2019 she's been buying subscribers. But this one here, I'm not sure. But look at the views compared to the subscriber count. Absolutely ridiculous. And so her wanting to make it sound like she's addressing her new viewers is a joke because she must actually live under the delusion that she has new viewers.
he was, well, my former roommate, but he's been a friend, like a best friend for like probably, I don't know how many years now, but since like,
Also, please don't fail to say that you were engaged to him and also that you had sex with him, you had a relationship with him, then you cheated on him and treated him like shit and only ever paid attention to him when it suited your narrative, when it fit into your life, when there's something that he could do for you. Please, let's be real and let's mention that here too.
and people like to divert your signal. Well, as a Muslim woman, you're not allowed to have friends.
That microphone is driving me up the wall. Do you hear the statics? It's horrible. Why does she not replace it? She makes so much money and she has no money problems at all. Why not get another microphone so that her sound is not all messed up?
Maybe that's true. That's not your business. Or I'm eating and
Yeah, and, sorry, I'm speaking with my mouth full and then I'm stuffing my face and that I don't care about my health.
so
While I'm telling you guys lies, which is so bad for the stomach, guys. So bad for the stomach. I mean, ingesting food is a thing where you're nourishing your body. Totally aside from the fact that she never eats anything that's healthy, at least you want to sit there in peace. And I do not understand why her and her
husband
have no meals together at all. None at all. How does she get to tell us that she has a husband that she's so in love with, and the relationship with him is so much better since that whole shit, and I don't know what else, the horrific things that he wanted to do to another woman while Chantal was in Canada came out. So why do they never have a meal together? Why not? Why does he always eat in a different room, even if he still lives in the same apartment, which I doubt? I think it's the same with Amber when YP only came over to drop off the packages, and that's when Amber whipped out her camera and made it seem like YP still lives there. And so we don't get to see Salah anymore because of what he did online, is what she's trying to make us believe. I believe he's no longer there. That's why she has all of her meals on her own.
He also apparently said, so apparently he said when I was down in Canada, I visited his mom and was talking about, how I would border hop.
He said that. And also, Chantal um, forgot to admit. I mean, imagine Salah's actions on the internet in the attempt to find another woman or an additional woman, who knows, um, that the entire time she was seeing Peetz, she admitted it in the live stream in the car. So she wanted to be mean back to him and admitted that she had been seeing Peetz, which he probably didn't know until this point. So they keep lying to each other. They lie to their audience. I mean, why even take a person like that seriously? But then, while they're doing all these things that make people say, yeah, how can you respect a person like that? They're lying to each other, they're lying to the audience. Um, they're having lives that most of us could probably not sleep anymore at night if they were living them. Like, the visa hopping and all of that. I wouldn't be able to sleep anymore at night. I want my paperwork to be in order, and that's all there is to it. When I went to the States, I had a full blown visa, my permanent resident card, and my social security card. Otherwise, I would have never moved over there. And so I don't know what she's doing, but it's weighing heavily on her mind. And and every time she gets bitter about it, she takes it out on her audience.
I can't afford to come to Canada because plane tickets are expensive. All right. As for the plane fare, yeah, it's expensive. It's even more than he said usually. Um, because I usually go last minute, like I book my plane ticket last minute, so it's always more. Um, so it's expensive. It's expensive to go travel to Canada. It's a very expensive plane ticket. It's not something I even like technically, yeah, I could pay for it, or he could pay for it, or we could pay for it, whatever. It's no
Yeah, it's nice how she always has to correct herself. She pays for everything.
one's business. Technically, a ticket could be bought, but then like we have bills. Like I have a lot of debts I have to deal with from Canada.
As if she's dealing with them.
We have our bills here, and we are planning for other travel. And so for me to just go to Canada, like for no reason, like even a couple of times a year, it is expensive. And I have been doing it, I've been going, but so he's technically right. The airfare is expensive. And he's probably just assuming, because I never was rich or anything, and I'm not rich. I don't see what the T in is that. Like, what's the T? Oh no, she can't afford a plane ticket to Canada. If I need to go to Canada, I'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Maybe people are pointing it out because you sound so entitled and you sound like, oh, we have no problems at all and we're working them. If we have any problems, we're working them out, but we don't have any problems at all. And we have, like, even when she was in Canada, she was talking about two households and him paying his way, and all the lying, all the contradicting herself because she keeps telling lies. So why, and this is my question to her, why is she talking about this shit now when all she does is lie again? She's trying not to say much, but later on in this live stream, we hear that she's, like she's saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna deny it or confirm it or blah blah blah," and then she halfway goes in that direction again because she wants to talk about herself, and I don't understand. Just take your personal business off the internet. That includes stuffing your face to where you just cannot lose any weight to save your life, and find something else. But you can't, and so here we are, you stirring the pot again. And it can't be easy. I mean, she went into the Arabic community to get more subscribers, to make it to the 100,000 subscriber mark. And at the same time, basically at the same time, Mr. Snowflake's documentary, or the first part of it, comes out, and people call her out on her bullshit and tell her that she is clearly violating terms of service on YouTube. That can't be easy. But yet, instead of just disappearing and getting her life under control, she's sitting there, stuffing her face again, eating like an animal, at the same time lying and raging at her audience and her reaction channels. That sweet voice you can shove, because that is not authentic at all.
Everyone I missed. So he's right about that. It is expensive to go to Canada. It's not cheap. As for the border hopping, at one point, yeah. Number one, I'm not going to talk about my visa status. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything because literally it's no one's business. I don't.
Okay, but then you should have never answered any questions about it. You could have said, this is none of your business. I'm not going to respond to it. But you constantly affirming, oh, I'm married to Salah. We are married and this is our business. And why even mention that? Why not admit to the fact that you are living with a man from Syria in Kuwait without being married to him? And you are not a permanent resident in Kuwait, you're just a tourist. Why not admit that? Why do you have problems admitting what you're doing with your life? Why do you always want to seem like you're a better person than you are? I do not understand. You might as well, like, there are two choices. Actually, there are three. Either you're being honest about who you are and are being authentic, or you just don't talk about it. Or number three is the option you always choose, and that is lie about it, because you want to seem like you're doing things the correct way in life, which you don't, and that's why it drives you up the wall when people call you out on it.
Know where the one up is and saying, oh yeah, we were right. Who cares even if it was true? Who cares?
Because you are a liar and you're making your money sitting on the internet, lying your ass off to your audience that once in a while you seem appreciative of, but most of the time you're not. And now addressing your new viewers, which you don't have any. I mean, you have new subscribers, but they don't understand what you're saying. You have no Arabic subtitles, and so how are they supposed to understand what you're saying? And even if they just wanted to see you and listen to your voice, which sucks because your microphone is shut, they see how you stuff your face. So the community you're trying to break into right now is probably not into killing themselves by via overeating on a daily basis. But she doesn't get it. It's all a mystery to her. And so it's everybody's business who's watched your videos. And if they catch you lying and the community catches you lying, of course people are going to call you out, and that's something you have to live with, because a liar has to deal with being called out on lying and not telling the truth.
Cares what visa I'm on here. You can't just come here. At first, yeah, it was a tourist visa, and I would border hop somewhere sometimes. Yes, of course. So what? What's your point?
But you were lying from the get-go. As soon as you got to Kuwait, you lied about it. Nobody asked you to lie. I don't know too much about the Muslim belief, but is lying part of what they tolerate? Is that, I doubt it. So you were lying to your audience, and you can't even justify it by saying, I need the money, I need to make myself seem like an interesting person, or a person that makes the right choices all of a sudden. You lie. You lie.
I don't know what, can you please tell me what the tea is?
The tea is that you are a liar and people continuously call you out on it. And I get why that drives you up the wall, but you doing a rage video about it, you're mad at yourself. You're not even mad at but at the community. You are mad at yourself for lying, for breaking in a live stream, in so many live streams where people try to trip you up. You fell for it. You gave answers like, no, I'm not high at all. I'm not high. I'm just tired. You're a pig for telling so many lies. And when you say you and your sins or your mistakes are between you and your God or Allah or whoever, whatever, that is actually correct, but you continue to lie. You continue to be a glutton. You continue to come across as entitled. And guess what? You constantly looking at the viewfinder and ranting is pretty indicative of what you're doing. You are being mad at yourself. You're not mad at us. We're only doing what you would do to another friend, probably. I don't know if you could even say it like that. But you're not even looking at us. You're looking at yourself. You're mad at yourself for fucking up your life the way you did and for trying to pretend to be a new person, which you are not. Which you are not.
You don't just come here and get a visa. It's hard. They
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you got involved with a Syrian guy that lives in Kuwait.
changed the rules a lot. You don't know what my visa status is now. Even Peetz doesn't know because I haven't told him anything in a while.
And you shouldn't have made it the business of the internet, and you did because you wanted the dough, you wanted the views, you wanted for people to speculate on shit. You lied about it. Now people are calling you out on your lies, and you're not liking it. Get real, Chantal.
Um, I used to border hop, yes. Now, I'm not telling you.
No, nobody. I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I'm only going to speak for myself here. I don't care. I see a woman that is now, I think she's 40 already, or might turn 40 soon, and she's fucked up her life. There's nothing she can do. Even if she lost all that weight, she would have loose skin. The 7 years are missing from her life. All she did was humiliate herself and shoot her reputation all to hell. And so, with her real name out here in the real world, she wouldn't be able to find a job anymore. So she might as well just keep eating, and it makes her better.
For example, they've recently changed the rules where you can have a family visa here now. Like somebody, it depends on a lot of things. You have to have a certain amount of money and all this and that. Not like an unreasonable amount, but there's like criteria. And Salah fits the criteria. So I'm just saying, like, they've changed things for family visas. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's not what I'm doing. I'm not telling you on purpose. Like,
Okay, then stop talking about it. Just stop talking about it. Stop responding to it when people ask you. Just leave these details off the internet. But you keep perpetuating the problem by running your stupid ass mouth on the internet about these details that you do not want out there. Just shut up about them.
I don't want that private information to be told.
Then you should have never mentioned it on the internet, but you were too dumb to realize what the consequences are. And now people are all over you. Hey,
For people to exploit it for views because they have nothing. All right, they're literally desperate, low to the point where they have nothing else.
okay, that is rich. Coming from a 500-pounder that is sitting on her ass every single day, filming herself eat, which is something all of us could be doing. I mean, I wouldn't. But all of us could be doing and walking around and filming stuff where we are. You have nothing because you have no personality. You have no backbone. And you are not even pretty. I'm not saying this to be mean, but you're not even pretty. I saw a video clip yesterday where she said she doesn't have to pay for sex. Like people were calling out on her lie, where she said that she's never paid for sex in her life. She never had a prostitute. Blah blah. I can't remember, but she said she doesn't have to pay for sex because she's prettier than 90% of the people on the internet or on YouTube. Come on, how delusional do you have to be? She has an absolutely deformed body. She is not pretty in my eyes. And again, I'm not trying to be mean. When she looks to the side, which she cannot turn her head anymore, I don't know what's going on there, why her neck is stiff, or if there's so much fat that she cannot move her head around anymore. That makes her come off creepy. That's number one. Then when you do see her from the side, her chin is sticking out like a witch, like a witch would look like that. And and the skin is horrific. She can use filters all she wants, but even now with the filters on, look, I can still see the impressions of her CPAP machine. And so who is she fooling here? Who is she trying to fool? She's not fooling me.
That they have to make tea out of what my visa status is in a country, as if that has any true meaning to their life. Like,
Not to their life, but when they make reaction videos to your videos and you keep lying your ass off in your videos and live streams, of course they're gonna call you out. And of course you're gonna get mad and try to fire back. Like, oh, they ain't got nothing going on in their life. You don't know that. You do not know that because they're not making vlogs. They're not sharing their private information on the internet. You are the one that's decided that for herself. So you stay mad, like you always say. Stay mad.
whatsoever.
See, dropping food again and getting all the, Arabic people to come to her channel so that they see this. Her dropping food while she's sitting on a gaming chair because she doesn't fit into any other chairs. In her, with the living room in the back, and there's no
Husband! I don't say
Yeah, pick your nose on camera. That would be the first time.
I lied because I purposely was vague. And I would say yes, no, on purpose.
Oh, that is vague. When you say yes, no, that is being vague. She needs to be checked. She needs to have her mental health checked. I don't know why she's not going out there getting herself the professional help with with all the money she is making. I do not understand. And she keeps talking. Look how mad she is at herself. She's right now looking at her own reflection in the viewfinder. She is mad at herself, and that's what she sees as she is ingesting food. The mad person sitting across from her.
Because it's not anyone's business. I don't want to know what it is. Because again, it's my life, it's my business, not
Exactly, and you should have kept it off the internet, and you didn't because you were too lazy to get a job, and here we are.
yours. The need to have all of this information about my private life is insanely invasive and insanely pathetic for.
No, it's not because you put it on out there and people try to prove you wrong. It's almost like a game, it's like a hobby, and they have fun doing it, but you don't have fun being confronted with it. So just stop talking about it. You're not even a good liar. You're not a good liar at all. And you keep getting mad at when people find out the truth about what is going on in your life.
Content.
I mean, if you didn't have a life that sucked that much, then you wouldn't have to lie about it, and then you wouldn't have to worry that people throw in your face what you've lied about.
People don't understand why I hide my status. Because Stephanie, it's no one's business. And you are actually going to say why I keep these things private? Have you seen people say they're going to call the Kuwait authorities? People say they're going to show up at the airport. People looking up my tickets when I'm going on a flight. People showing up. People go real life on me all the time, Stephanie. So
Okay, that I don't approve of, but then again, some people overdo it when it comes to wanting to prove you wrong. And since you've lied so much, that is something you're gonna have to live with. And if you just stop talking about it altogether, then maybe people wouldn't have enough information to investigate what you're doing in your life.
I'm trying to protect myself and my privacy. I don't need people knowing all my business. Just like I don't show people my marriage certificate. Like, no.
Yeah, but that is because you're not really married. That is probably the reason, right?
No. Yeah, no, they're not pulling me out of a peaceful place, but I'm definitely addressing it.
When was the last time she was in a peaceful place? Not even when she walks around with whoever is filming her now. I don't know if it's the law or somebody else she's paying. But not even that does she seem peaceful. She seems like awkward and doesn't want to be there, stays away from crowds, reads things from Wikipedia about the places she's showing us.
Exactly, Jack. People are that low and that obsessed with me.
No. You were obsessed enough about money to put your life out there on the internet, and then when people start investigating and find out that you've been lying, that's when you get mad. It makes absolutely no sense. It's almost like a person that decides to drink alcohol all the time, and then they drive drunk, and then when they get pulled over and have their driver's license taken away from them, they get mad at the cops. What kind of logic is that? Just shut up about your private details, live a life that you can be proud of without having to monetize it and exploit it on the internet, and become happy that way. That way, we don't have to look at you looking at yourself in the viewfinder, video after video, stuffing your face, trying to stuff down your feelings, and not dealing with life at all.
That they would do something like that for sure. And of course, Kuwait authorities are going to think that these people are just Islamophobic and stupid, which they are, and probably.
Oh, that is rich. That she is trying to make people seem Islamophobic because they don't like a liar from Canada. They already disrespected her before she even put the hijab on. Let's be real. That has nothing to do with the religion she's trying to claim to be a part of now. Let us be very clear about that. I don't know anybody in this community that is Islamophobic. And so she needs to stop saying it. Otherwise, she's just going to make people more mad and make them more motivated to find out things about her in real life. You know?
Hang up on them.
I mean, as hateful and as arrogant as she sounds, you'd think she has a whole handful of bodyguards around her that keeps escorting her through Kuwait. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's partially clear to me why she never leaves the apartment or hardly ever. And when she does, she has somebody with her that is filming her. Because when she's out there by her own, people laugh at her, people point fingers at her, they film her. And even though it's very uncomfortable for her, she still doesn't do anything to lose weight or to increase her stamina. It just makes her mad that she has absolutely no influence on what we talk about out here.
Yeah, I know, Stephanie. Yeah, it's illegal. I mean, that's the thing. But I'm keeping it private because it's a part of my life I want to keep private.
Yeah, because she does things that are illegal, and so she's worried that people are going to find out illegal things that she actually does that might have an impact on her real life. That's the problem with putting your private life on the internet. Maybe she shouldn't be doing it, but she doesn't get it, and so she keeps turning in circles when it comes to what she should not be sharing on the internet and how it backfires on her time after time after time. She's not a fast learner at all.
I don't even have to explain beyond that why, you know? It should just be left at that. Okay, she doesn't want to talk about it. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not something I want to talk about.
Okay, then never talk about it and don't flip flop back and forth about wanting to talk about it, wanting to share things because you mistake us for your friends. We're not your friends. We're your audience, and I'm not even your, in your regular audience. I just watch here and there. But you need to become aware of the fact that when you share details with people and you're trying to actually portray a life that you're not living. And so, of course, people are going to try to call you out on it and find out that it's not the life you're actually living because you are so cocky, so arrogant, so condescending for no reason at all. You are uneducated. You are very deformed. You weigh, what, 500 pounds? Do another weigh-in. Work on your health on the internet. Stop showing us the same buildings in Kuwait over and over again. I mean, I don't care because I don't watch every one of her videos. But here and there, I do. And so she's just mad at herself. And it shows. She keeps staring at herself, being so bitter. Imagine you'd have to look at yourself being this mad for 1.5 hours, which I'm not going to last this long because I'm about to cut her off.
I'm saying that there are a lot of Islamophobic people who make a lot of comments. So, um,
Yeah, I doubt that.
like the Mariam and all that stuff, and saying I'm obsessed with plane crashes because I'm gonna be a bomber and stuff like that.
Okay, that's uncalled for, and I don't stand behind that.
Hmm. Exactly, Jack. Jack's been watching me a long time. So, um, yeah, I think it's just more prudent to be very secretive about things like this.
Yes, it is. And with that, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm almost at an hour, and I'm pretty sure that everybody in the community has watched the entire live stream already. But this is all I wanted to respond to. She needs to learn how to keep these things off the internet. I don't care what she does, who she's in a relationship with, and where she takes her walks, where my back is hurting just from watching her walking this bent backwards. I told you guys before, the only time I remotely walked like that was in the third trimester of my only pregnancy that I had in this life, and it was painful. I never had problems with my sciatica, but she just flip flops about that, and the food that she buys. My God, so many breaded chicken wings and all that cheese. I mean, cheese is very high in fat, and she needs to start loving herself. And loving herself would probably also include that she doesn't share everything on the internet. And now she's messed things up with the Arabic community, at least the one that stems from Takat's channel. And so they're seeing what a bitch she is and how she stuffs her face completely without any self awareness, constantly looking at the viewfinder, not even looking at her audience, and because she doesn't care enough. Not after 7 years on the internet. So many videos I saw of her, so many video clips where she actually looked into the camera lens, which is the good thing to do. It's common sense would dictate that you look at your viewers and not at yourself. And now she just constantly looks at herself. And look, not even that, not even a frame like this gets her to saying, "Shit, I stuffed my face again. I'm way past full." After turning the camera off or maybe editing this video, like editing out all the burps and the farts and the heavy breathing, that she and Amber both would come to a point where they would say, I respect myself more than continuing this game on the internet where I just portray myself as a pig, as a bitter pig, as somebody that hates everybody else, including myself, by disrespecting myself like that. And so, yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you because just as I had announced that I'm not going to pay that much attention to her anymore, all that stuff happened with, her doing the subs for subs, trying to beg Arabic people for subs, and now they're unsubbing again. And so I figured I'm going to share my thoughts with you. But that is it for today. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.